Welcome back to Strength Cultures Podcast, number one in the hearts, number one in the charts. Just quickly checking in before the start of this podcast to let you know that we are now offering the first month on the training app is free, and that is exclusive to our podcast listeners. Inside our training app, we have a bunch of programs and programming streams, things like power building for those looking to get jacked, get strong, but also lose some weight and actually train with some high volume in the gym. We also have power lifting, high and moderate frequency, as well as a bunch of strength and conditioning or hybrid style programs. As well as all the programs, we also have a bunch of educational videos, things like anatomy, nutrition, lifestyle, recovery. All of these things are built into the app to make sure that you are equipped with the understanding and knowledge needed to continue to push your training past your initial limits. And I just want to let you know that the entire experience is completely free. Free programming, free education, and free access to us in the Discord for form check and any questions you have related to training. Use the code podcast through the first link down below. Otherwise, let's get into the show. Welcome back to Strength Cultures Podcast, number one in the hearts, number one in the charts, episode 86. We are back, and we've got our little social experiment with the nose bridges. Jamie has decided to wear... Where'd you buy it from? Amazon.
From Amazon. There's the Breathe Right ones that you can get from like Chemist Warehouse, but they cost so much. So I had bought on Amazon ages ago, like literally a year and a half, and I was looking through my drawers today and I was like, oh, my strips. These ones aren't as stiff. The adhesive, the plastic isn't as stiff as the ones from Chemist Warehouse.
You reckon that's why they're cheaper?
I reckon that's why they're cheaper. They definitely don't pull my nose out anymore.
They don't work as well? Do you reckon that's why they're cheaper?
I don't know. They've definitely pulled out my nostrils. I can definitely feel like there is some nasal expansion.
All right, give us a toot.
All right, they're skin coloured. No, I'll get an inhale soon. They are skin coloured as opposed to the Breathe Right ones, which are clear. And this is how my inhale currently sounds.
Sounds like it's working a treat.
Sounds like it's fucking flying.
Oxygen, boys.
Did you sleep with it on?
We're getting it in there. No. I was looking through my drawers this morning. I'm like, oh, maybe if I can breathe a bit more, then my updates are going to go perfectly. And
optimize your day.
Yeah, that's it.
Ask your clients how their updates
with
work.
more oxygen, maybe I was a bit more coherent.
Rejuvenated.
I don't know. I feel my brain power is there. I've only had one coffee this morning.
Nice.
I had 8 hours last night. I'm only quarter monster deep. We're not just there. We're not there yet. But yeah, I'm feeling good. Maybe I'm just going to walk around nasal strips.
Nasal strip guy. Would you ever get the surgery?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
Have you looked deep into it, like what it entails and stuff?
Nah, it's like $5,000. They gotta break your nose and shit.
Big
I gotta suss it.
What's the recovery length?
It's like a month to like 3 months sort of thing until you're able to breathe fully.
Fuck.
I don't know. I just feel like I haven't looked too deep into it, but I feel like some people like it's like so hit and miss. Some people like literally.
I feel like the people that feel the benefits, they like sing the praises.
They're like, this is the most unbelievable thing I've ever done with my entire life. So I reckon it could be massively life changing. Until then, I still want to get the mute. I think someone messaged me that heard the podcast the other day. They got the mute, which is like that.
Oh, that's the inner nose
septum. One. Looks like a septum piercing, but that's that proper nasal dilator. And they said it was mad. So I think I'm going to get that and just start walking around with my septum piercing and nasal thing. People think I'm an idiot, but they won't know how much oxygen I'm taking in.
Is it visible from the outside?
Is it visible from the outside? Yeah. Well, do you know what septum piercing is?
Oh,
you know,
these
like
bad boys.
Like the bull ring?
The bull ring.
It's like that, except the ring is like flush to your nose. It's up a bit higher.
Be like a bridge.
Yeah. So you can see it.
I would be so uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, but I'll be so functional.
I reckon if you...
functional.
Yeah,
I'll just spat all over myself. But
bro, you wear Vibrams.
I don't anymore. I'll get to Vibrams in a second.
So if we between Vibrams and then a mute and a nose bridge,
we'd be the biohackers.
And running.
And
see, like Vibrams are good.
And just quadruped like
Animal Flow.
Animal Flow.
What's his name? Ido Portal.
Oh,
a bit of Animal Flow.
Touch butt in the park.
Yeah. Smack some mushies.
Vibrams are good until you start running.
Just microdose boys.
Yeah.
That's the next frontier.
100%. That can be Charlie's contribution to the team.
Yeah,
you got to pick one. A biohack. You can start starting it nuts.
I'm gonna start the Animal Flow. I want to be an Animal Flow guy.
Fucking oath.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Vibrams are good until you start running, and then even with regular shoes, your feet are sore all the time. So now I've got these fucking lovely runners that are doing me well, and I live in them now.
Wait, so what happened to the Vibrams?
Well, I didn't. It's not just specifically the Vibrams that I've moved away from. I've just moved away from any shoes that aren't comfortable. And Vibrams do fall into that category. But
Well, why the fuck were you wearing them if they weren't comfortable?
No. Here's the thing. When I wasn't a runner, they were comfortable. But once I started running, I found that if I wasn't in these particular runners, like I just
So going from adding running and then the barefoot shoe, it wasn't
But
feeling
not even the
good.
barefoot shoe, just like a standard shoe, just like a Converse, something like that. I was just finding that my feet were cooked. So I saw a podiatrist and he recommended these ones. Shout out Aaron Wilson, online podiatry consult. So yeah, hence you got these Nikes. So I've gone from like, yeah, I love being barefoot because it's comfortable. Now it's like, if I don't wear these Nikes with like the fattest heel, I can't fucking walk.
Someone will have an issue with that.
Yeah, because it's anti-ancestral.
Yeah.
My ancestors didn't wear And here's the
What do
thing,
they
though,
say? Shoes for your feet are like gardening gloves for your hands. You know, you lose all like sensory information.
Yeah.
So it's like you just
now my feet don't.
You're not living.
You're
if
not
you're wearing
living, bro.
shoes, you're wasting your time.
The thing is,
that's it.
I never wore like because
You got feet photos out there?
not a couple.
Do you reckon your podiatrist has got photos of your feet?
No, but he had videos of me walking because obviously there's a few videos of me on Instagram. He's like, "Don't worry, I've already sussed out your gait. We're all over it." Because it is like
barefoot?
probably barefoot.
Far out.
Probably
Flippers,
barefoot.
flippers
I was
on.
gonna say with
Do
the
you reckon we could
Vibrams.
sell them?
Oh, 100%, bro.
Between that and your soft suit from last week, I reckon.
Plenty of money to make there.
Oi, multiple revenue streams. The margins will be high.
Diversify your profile.
Always diversify. I was gonna say with the Vibrams.
Foot and soft suit junk photos. I'm so sorry, I've interrupted you 4 times.
Shut the fuck up. So with Vibrams, you go out and buy toe shoes, and everyone thinks it's your personality. But then like everyone expects you to like sell them Vibrams. Whereas like, I don't know, I like being barefoot. I've read precisely nothing about the benefits of barefoot shoes. I just like them.
Bro, this is a big evolution. You've gone from pescatarianism to eating meat.
100%.
You've gone from
And it was-
Vibrams to
it was
Pegasus.
We've got to talk about that as
it was
well.
the
You've
same
gone
thing-
from being a wholesome public figure to selling feet photos and your junk online.
Man, what can I say? Money changes you. Like it's different. It's different these days, man. You know,
I feel like over the next 3 weeks, we should just do one episode on each of us and just like a real
Unpack.
deep dive into our mental cavities. Like, what are we actually thinking up there?
Oh,
like,
no,
how are we?
fantastic.
Pussies want to do that.
Today,
No, it's all right. I started going to a therapist 3 weeks ago,
Yeah,
so
fucking oath.
we've started jotting notes down. It's all
let's
good.
go journaling. But yeah,
Yeah.
today's Didier.
Yeah, so
tell us more about
I was
your
gonna say,
feet.
with the Vibrams. Like I'm like, I don't know. I like being barefoot. I'm often barefoot around the gym. I like going for walks barefoot. Why don't I just get some shoes that accommodate that? And then straight away people think like, oh, so like, what are the benefits? Like, I don't know. I just like them. I did no reading. I just bought them. That was it. And so, but then now I've gone the complete opposite way. But like, I think most people who wear toe shoes, they're selling you the dream. They're like, it's changed my life. It's like someone who cuts out gluten. Like they want to tell fucking. I'm like, I don't know. I like being barefoot. That's
Yeah,
what
I feel
got.
like most barefooters, they're attaching it to their personality.
Yeah. Whereas
Yeah.
I didn't. And then now when you
broke the mold.
I started running. My feet hurt. I'm like, hey, what shoes should I wear? And he's like, get Nike Structures. So we have Nike Structures, and then
Nice.
we're sorted.
At what point are you going to get into carnivore?
I won't do that. I like after doing a fiber cut to make weight for comp.
Yeah.
I ate a fucking kiwi fruit. Like I think it was Sunday or fucking Monday morning. I'm like, oh, fiber's so good. I couldn't. Yeah, I was hanging out for a fruit, fucking vegetable.
Before we go to the comp, so you're no longer pescatarian.
Correct. And this is similarly. It's similar with the toe shoe situation. Like I was pescatarian from the ages of 13 until
You did it through school.
through school. Yeah,
Wow.
started in year 8 till about 25, 26, whatever I am now. Just ethical reasons, like I thought if I don't have to eat meat, I'll try and avoid it.
Fuck the fish though.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. So I went vegetarian for about a month, and then my mum gave me the old, if you're under my roof, you're at least going to eat fish. So I ate fish, and then I moved out, and then I didn't.
So you blame your mum for
kept-
killing the fish.
my
Yeah,
mum.
it's all mum's fault. But with that though, like people assume that like it's your personality, but like I think Buzz and Charles didn't know for like
didn't
3
know.
years because
Yeah.
I didn't go out of my way to like tell people because I think there's more interesting things to talk about than what I eat. But here we are talking about it though. It's like someone will like, oh, do you want to? Someone will like offer me something with chicken. Like, do you want it? I'd be like, no, I'm good. I wouldn't be like, well, actually, I don't eat that. I just tried to avoid it. I just eat what I ate, did my thing. But then moving out, eventually gonna have kids and stuff like that. Just thinking forward, I would never get my kid to not eat meat because I don't think you're a bad person if you eat meat. I think there's benefits that come with eating meat. That's always been my fucking case. So I'm like, oh, look, once you have kids and stuff like that, it's probably a bit more cohesive for the family if everyone's doing the same thing. Plus, you don't teach kids through just your words, you teach through your actions. So I wouldn't want them to then like make their life unnecessarily harder or miss out on things. Because as much as people don't like to state it, if you cut any food group out, there are inherent issues that come from that. And yes, some people stay on top of it, whether it's vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, but the reality is most people probably are missing out on some things. I think I did a pretty good job, and like people will say like, oh, you know, you started eating meat, do you feel different? Not really. Like I was on top of things. I was pretty particular with like making sure I wasn't missing anything for the most part. But yeah, it's just
What was the first thing you reintroduced?
well, my mother's been trying for 12 years to get me to eat meat. So and you know, having memories of childhood food, I went to mum and I said, Mum, me and Victoria coming over, can you make me pork vindaloo? Because that was my favourite dish as a child. It's like a Anglo-Indian dish. So that was nice to have after literally not having it for 12 years.
And how'd the guts take it?
Guts took it fine. Yeah.
What?
Did you bar up?
Did I bar up? What do you mean?
Don't know about it.
I've got no idea what the
How
fuck
does he
you're
not know
talking.
what that means?
No,
Wow.
sorry, we don't need to go into detail. Did you get goosebumps of some sorts?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say goosebumps.
Oh man, I've eaten a steak sandwich and got goosebumps. Heaps. And that's not
I'll tell you what-
without
I'll tell-
foregoing meat.
I tell you what,
Yeah.
guys, lamb cutlets and lamb chops.
Yeah,
They're good.
like
Yeah,
a
they're
four
good.
quarter, like a fatty
Here we
four quarter.
go.
Quarters.
You got to get
fucking
down to
like
Charlie's Charcoal Grill.
Jack or grill. Nah, I'm a frequenter of the Dandenong and Victoria markets.
Nice. What's everyone's just general opinion on a lamb cutlet?
Unreal.
Unreal.
Yeah.
I love them, but they're like $50 a kilo.
They're so
and they're
expensive.
quite small.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are very tasty though.
And the
I've
ethic,
found
the ethics of slaughtering a baby lamb sometimes
No,
goes, not a.
Take ethics out of the
I
picture.
find
We're not talking about
the
ethics.
in between.
Fuck
You
the
got, so you got
fish.
your. I'm now a meat expert after eating it for like all of 2 months.
Yeah, tell us the benefits.
I'm finding mid-loins are like the sweet spot. They're not super expensive, but they're still pretty tasty. Like 4 quarters, I don't think are as tasty, but they're also cheap. But they're mid-loins, tasty, but they're not fucking $50 a kilo. They're like
Yeah.
20, 25 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
so.
4 quarters of bust.
This is
Lamb
true
cutlets,
true blue
like-
battler.
Yeah. Lamb cutlets, price wise for what's on there. Yeah, like a mid loin. Sometimes, like you're playing with a little bit of fire if you just cook it that little bit too much.
I love the game of it. I love the challenge.
Yeah,
getting
the
it right.
4 quarter.
You do whatever you want
You can't
to.
go wrong.
Mate, you can
can't
do
go
whatever.
wrong.
You get ladhi, so oil for those that are not Greek.
The uninitiated.
You get alati, which is a salt for the boys, and a rigani, oregano. You can't go wrong. You just dump that
What
on
about
there.
a lemon
Oh,
at
that
the
comes
end?
after.
Yeah,
It
at the
comes
end.
after because you go during, it can dehydrate a little bit.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So your lemon afterwards, mate. Bob's your uncle.
Yeah. I've actually got
soon as
another
you feel-
layer to cooking my lamb chops is once you cook it all, you put the lemon on and you sweat it for a little bit. You put a foil over the top
Yeah.
and just let it sweat for 2-3 minutes and then pull them off.
It's bloody beautiful.
Mad.
My
Baked
mouth
in
is
its own.
watering.
Yeah.
And that's also been fun, just learning more because I do enjoy cooking. So it's been fun just to be able to like experiment with different things, learn different dishes.
Alrighty.
That's
Look,
mad.
We're going to roll forward now into, can we get a full meat day recap of why things didn't go to plan?
Alrighty, so we've been trying to add running in.
But
Like,
it was both Jamie and Jamie's fault.
it's Jamie's fault, but it's
Who
also
are we blaming?
it's your fault for telling me the cardio wouldn't kill my gains. Man. I've been running and I got weaker.
No, it was
Like, I
Tom
don't know.
Clark's fault. It was Tom
It was
Clark's
Tom
fault.
Clark. Tom Clark said to run slow, and it made me a slow lifter. Like fucking.
It's my mum's fault. That pork vindaloo. You
I
fucked
just
it.
dramas. Nah, look. So, long story short, I cut too much weight. I real like do as I say, not as I do type setup. But in saying that, I've definitely learned some things about cutting weight, and like Tony Vu, my nutrition client downstairs, I was straight away like relaying the learnings to him. So I did
The play-by-play?
I did stupidly, make myself a bit of an experiment and put myself through something that I would not condone anyone doing. But in doing that, I've definitely learned some things about food manipulation and all that type of stuff. But yeah, the crux of it is I lost like fucking 4 kilos in 3 days. Definitely no good. And I do feel a sense of responsibility to tell people not to do this because I would never want someone to do what I did because it was not an enjoyable experience and it's not conducive to performance. But I did it because I was just too heavy. I wanted to get down to the 90s. I should have just been lighter. I actually lost about 4 kilos in about 5 weeks from about like May into like coming into like July. Nothing drastic, just binged a bit less on the weekend, a bit less fun food, just tidied a couple things up, didn't go back for seconds of dinner, just easy shit. Lost 4 kilos without even noticing much. But then, yeah, the next 4, I just yeah, it was just fucking. It was comp week. I was 4 kilos over. Tried to do some. Had to do some things that we wouldn't want to do. And this is obviously as worth as a bit of a lesson. When it comes to like gut cuts, manipulating your food and stuff like that, 2.5% of your body weight is probably a good rule of thumb. So had I got down to 92, I would have made weight, no dramas. Like I've done this with my clients a bunch of times. Like you definitely can manipulate some things when it comes to just different food options and lose a bit of weight without anything. When we're talking about like closer to 4 or 5%, it's a bit more of a gamble. And
you start going into the water manipulation.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then it was at the point where the day before, like I literally had to like intentionally dehydrate myself by just having like whey protein milk, a couple glasses of juice, very minimal, like basically no water outside of that. As I said, dumb, not good. But if you want to lose weight at that point, you're all out of options at that point. So yeah, I was squats and bench. I was actually all right. I had to spit like fucking heaps the morning of to make weight. Don't want to go into the specifics, but yeah.
I feel like we need to go into some specifics though, but keep going.
All right, so yeah, I had to spit heaps of weight the morning of. Got there, I was 500 grams over. If I was thinking logically, I would have known that there was no chance I was losing another 500 grams after already how much I'd lost the morning of. But I went around the box, spat some more for another hour, only lost a further 200 grams. I was 90.3.
Spat the dummy.
Dave Bergoglio, inventor of the Bergoglio format, was there with me weighing in. I said, Dave, we're done. I'm not losing any more weight. We're just not making weight today.
Did you hit a sauna?
I didn't hit a sauna. I wanted to avoid that at all costs. And I'm glad I did because when it comes to saunaing or spitting or whatever it is, saunaing especially has with it detriments. And even spitting obviously isn't the most enjoyable experience. But
How much weight can you lose spitting?
I'll tell you how much.
Not enough.
I'll tell you how much. You can lose 1.3 kilos in one morning. Once again, but here's the thing.
How did you come in? 91 point.
I woke up 91.6, and that was actually 91.9. But I know that my scale's a little bit heavy.
Whoa.
As I said, dumb, not good.
Didier.
That's hectic.
But the thing is, spitting actually, as weird as it sounds, spitting isn't necessarily like a big deal. When you're spitting when you're already dehydrated, that's when it's tough.
Yeah.
If I was normally hydrated, woke up 91 kilos, spat a kilo out, I would have been fine. But it's the fact that I had over a kilo to spit, and when you try and spit when you're already dehydrated, there's nothing there to fucking spit.
You had nothing left.
There was nothing
left
to spit at that point. So that's where we ended up.
Like Voldemort.
So then, yeah, I fucking, as soon as I weighed in, had plenty of sports drinks, trying to get as much food in as I could. Quickly, mainly liquids. Once again, learning. I probably should have had a Nicholas Lim, shouts out, former intern, send me the deets for this oral rehydration packet. It's called Tri-Oral. That's one of the brands. It's kind of like Hydrolite, but just like a little packet you can take to rehydrate quickly. I think had I taken one of those, we wouldn't have had any issues with cramping. But then, yeah, cramping did become an issue.
Cramping ensued.
But squats and bench were fine, which I was really happy with. I was really like tentative with my squats because my stomach was so fucking full because I had like over a litre, probably 2 litres.
You really did everything you're not meant to do.
Correct. And that's why I'm being very like obvious, like this is not how you should go about it. But I was a bit tentative because my stomach felt so full just from like gorging fucking Gatorade powder as quickly as possible. So I was a bit tentative, but performance I was still happy with. Comp PB, hit 200, probably could have gone more, but given the situation, I was just really glad I was able to do that. Bench was good, 135, PB.
Was it 137?
135. It was 135 in the end. I don't think it was affected at all. But then warming up for deadlift, started to feel cramping. And then dropped my open a little bit, hit 260. It was fine. Felt a little cramp. Went up to 280 and then, got just above the knee. It was fucking bilateral. It was the weirdest feeling, man. It felt like
horrible.
I was failing a rep of pec deck. It was just like instant in one go.
It's scary, man. A pec cramp on a deadlift is like, it's like, oh, fuck.
It's weird, man.
It's heart attack zone.
And then shouts out to my mum when she saw me compete like years ago. Like she like closed her eyes. She was like, she sees me straining. She's like, oh no, he's going to injure himself. She had to leave a bit early, so she wasn't there for deadlifts. She had have seen me fucking grab my chest after she would have passed out. So thankfully she wasn't there. That would have been, she would have been in all sorts.
Maybe
but I was fine.
Vindaloo.
Like people were like, oh, is your chest all right, man? No pain. It was just,
just
and I could have maybe taken a salt tablet, tried to go again, but at that point I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. We're done here.
Yeah.
But all in all, I'm still happy with how like the lead-in went. Like preparation was good. It's just nutrition-wise, I cooked it.
Yeah.
If you enjoy the way in which we view and talk about training, I'm going to assume that you'd probably also enjoy the programming and the strategies we use for our clients and athletes here at Strength Culture. You can get free access to all of our programs by using the code podcast through the first link down below, as well as a whole bunch of educational videos where we help you understand and better apply the things that we talk about in the podcast. Again, first link down below, podcast as the code, and your first month is completely free.
That's where we
Respect for speaking candidly about it, because fucking there's some, like, I don't know, I've had it, I'm speaking from my experience, we get some little gimps just say like, oh, as a coach, you can't fuck up. As a coach, you can't fuck. Oh, bro, it's happened, and that's just you'd be surprised, man.
For sure.
You got to be an example. You got to be an example. It's like we're not human as well,
for sure.
But then it's like I think as a pivotal part of being a coach is
going through the fuck
is
up.
going through it and experiencing from it, and it's like I fucked up, so you didn't have to, or like I have like literal empathy to
100%.
fucking
And
experience the. I just spat all over myself.
It's all that oxygen.
It's all that oxygen, man. I got so much oxygen. It's like experience that drives empathy, so that you can actually help and realize why something is bad, not just like, yeah, we could wing it and suss what happens.
And straight,
you want to be the experiment, not your fucking client.
And correct. And it wasn't my goal. Like, 'cause some people might do cook shit to be an experiment. That wasn't my intention. It just happens that that's where we ended up. But like straight away, like chatting to Tony about it, because Tony, he is my nutrition client, working for a while. Like he loves to like, learn, always wants to like optimize what he can. And I knew he'd be interested with what I was learning. I'm like, we'll chat about it. I'll tell you what I've learned. Yeah. And as fucked as it was, I would not want to go about it that way again. The silver lining is I definitely have learned a lot of things about the little intricacies of making weight and stuff like that. And it definitely shows where like accountability is such a big part of having a coach, because my coach Alyssa, she doesn't handle my nutrition. I'm not even tracking calories at the moment. I'm happy to kind of do my own thing. But one thing that I told her straight away that I want to change, and this is on me, I'm just going to tell her where my body weight's at week to week. Because if I just have that accountability of, all right, I'm 3 kilos over, I'm 2 kilos over, I know straight away that's going to be enough.
Yeah, you don't want to go rogue.
For me to make the necessary changes. Because I've been managing my nutrition. She didn't know I was fucking that much over. And I'm sure if she knew, she would have advised me against it. But this is where, like, I know what to do. I help clients make weight. I know how to manage nutrition. But for me personally, if I don't have the accountability of saying, Alyssa, I'm 3 kilos over, we're 2 kilos out, we're 2 weeks out, I don't make the choices that I need to put myself in this situation to succeed. So, and this is.
But you're a coach, bro.
I've got clients, man. I've got clients who are
Not for much longer. He's gone.
You're a coach, bro. You can't make mistakes.
I was gonna say, because like I've got clients with me who have either more experience with nutrition or more, formal education, whatever it is, but I can still help them with the nutrition, because such a big part of it is just accountability, having someone there to guide you, and that was the missing piece that I needed.
A degree of objectivity.
Exactly. I need that objectivity to be like, this is what I'm doing. Tell me what I need to hear.
At what point did you send the message, hey, Alyssa, I'm fucked? When did that SOS call go out?
Honestly, during the meet, I wasn't actually like communicating with her. I was just kind of like focusing on doing my thing. But then I messaged her like, I think it was the next morning.
Before you see the meet recap, this is what happened.
I sent her like 18 voice messages. I'm like, yeah, listen, look, this is what happened. I'm a dumb cunt. This is what we need to change. Like,
didn't have the day I wanted you getting the flick.
Yeah. Always blame external. Like it's my coach's fault.
Man.
But as I said, it's definitely there's I think a lot that I can learn from it. And I'm an open book. Like I fucked it, and here's why. Like,
I want to unpack a couple of things, just because I think that this idea of manipulating weight so aggressively isn't well understood.
Yeah.
So what is a gut cut? Like with this idea comes around fiber manipulation, or like fundamentally, what is it?
Yep. So doing a gut cut, manipulating your food, it's a way for you to ideally not have to drop your calories, but be able to weigh in lighter. So as a lot of us probably know, what our number on the scale isn't just influenced by how much you're eating. Sodium influences how much liquid we've had, the types of food we eat. Certain foods are going to be heavier. Certain foods take longer to digest, so they stay in our gut for longer. If we have more carbs, we tend to hold water, which is why whenever someone does keto, they cut carbs out, they lose a bunch of water weight. They're like, oh, I'm losing weight so quickly. Well, yeah, of course, because you're holding less water. Bring the carbs back in. You're gonna flatline out. So this is where we have to educate people on those I guess fluctuations that happen with weight. There's so many of these factors that go into that. When we're doing a gut cut, we're trying to control those factors. So the main thing we try and do is eat foods that are lower residue, so they're going to hang around our gut for less time. So the main one we want to try to avoid is fiber. Fiber stays in our gut for longer, and per bite or per calorie, it takes up more space. So if you could fill your gut with veggies, but it might only be like 100 calories. Whereas when it comes to some other foods, like you put like 100 calories of olive oil, it's going to take up a very small space just by nature of the fact of how dense it is. So if we can move away from foods that just take up space in our gut, we can keep our calories the same, but then weigh in lighter. On top of that, we can go more towards liquids. So that's something I was doing and something I can do with my clients a lot. If we have the same calories, but just go more for liquids, we're going to be lighter. But the thing is, when done correctly, not as I did it, not what I did is dumb.
Big caveat.
When you do it the appropriate way, you can keep your calories essentially the same, lose anywhere up to about 2.5% of your body weight, and pretty much probably have no change to performance because your calories are there. You can keep your protein up, all these things. You don't have to starve yourself. You don't have to deplete yourself, but you just manipulate. If you want to go more than that, that's when we're getting into a bit more like a risky territory, which is what I did. But yeah.
Which is fluid manipulation, which is ultimately just dehydrating.
Because the first 2 days, what I was doing was just a gut cut, but I wasn't close enough. So I had to like intentionally dehydrate myself. But with most people who do this, that's not the goal. The goal is just to feel fine. And this is, as I said, even though with myself, I manage it poorly, I've helped various people make weight using this, it's when we're within a couple kilos, losing a kilo and a half, 2 kilos, anything like that. For most people, we're going to be sweet just by using some of these factors.
Yeah. The dehydration methods, like John Paul Cowkey was, and he's very much pulled away from this now, but 5-10 years ago, he was almost known for how much water he could cut going into through strategic strategies of water loading and then pulling out, pulling back, and then you just constantly are just weighing water for
sure
2 days. But it's crazy to think all these fight sports that also go through these exact same processes. They weigh in, they look almost like ghosts of themselves in the weigh-in. If anyone remembers one of the original Conor McGregor fights where he looks like a skeleton.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and then literally the next day they come in 10 kilos heavier and they're just ready to just punch on.
A 24-hour weigh does a big... you've got so much more leeway. It's still not good.
How dangerous that is.
So dangerous. And you see people just dropping. And it's you think of what water does in muscular contraction, even within 24 hours. How much can you actually rehydrate and how much can you actually recover from the stress that you've put your body through? Even with all right, what's the absolute limit of fucking a gut cut and fiber manip that you're going to deal with from a weight loss standpoint? And then these guys are losing an extra 5 kilos on top of it.
Yeah.
It's within 24 hours, people are known to rehydrate within an extra 10 kilos.
Yeah,
it's on top. Wild. It's crazy. You think of the numbers that John Hack, what he rehydrated. Bro, he competes under 90.
It's insane.
He compete. Have you seen a photo of him? I reckon the guy walks around. I reckon he looks like he walks around I don't know what he walks around at, but
he's massive.
He looks like he walks around at 110. You know what I mean?
Kilos.
He's fucking ginormous.
400, squats what he squats. Man, that it looks. It honestly, I don't know, but it honestly looks like it's 20 kegs, and then he puts up all-time world record performances 24 hours later. It's pretty.
And he has done
insane.
For what feels like 10 years now.
Yeah, and I think IV's actually not in
that would be my next.
I think IV's illegal in box. I'm not sure.
There was the issue with Volkanovski and Makachev. Is that how you say his name?
Makachev,
yeah. Where Volkanovski went up.
Yeah,
and then apparently Makachev
was IV dripped.
Yeah, and then but Volkanovski didn't care. He's it doesn't matter. These guys just want to fight. They just want to be known as.
He pointed it out, but
but he was it doesn't really, it doesn't matter. He still beat me.
Volkanovski's a mad dog.
Yeah, Volk. Have you seen the videos of him when he was a rugby player? He was a front rower for rugby, and he's 5'8", and he's just this nugget, 95, because he was big back then.
That's so mad.
Just going effort after effort, just a savage. But yeah, the dehydration strategies are wild.
And it's definitely those 24 hours, whether it's with powerlifting or fighting, it's a different ball game. With a 2-hour weigh-in, it's a finer line. You can't do the things that you can do with a 24-hour. And honestly, I'm very pro 2-hour weigh-ins because it literally just forces people from engaging in these extreme behaviors.
Except you. You still went through it.
And this is where even the fighting, like for the 24 hours, I think they're starting to. They're trying to put in like a rehydration
limit. Or?
So it's like if you like to get to normal weight, like what you've had to dehydrate from, or they might do like a week out weigh-in. So I think that's what they were trying to do, like a week out weigh-in and then like a 48-hour or a 24-hour. Yeah. So it's like, all right, if a week out you were at this weight, you can't lose X percentage.
They'd still manipulate all that though.
Huh?
They'll still manipulate everything.
Oh, like every rule, there's a workaround for a rule.
Same day weigh-in.
But it's like if you think, it's like if you're manipulating that hard 7 days out, like surely there's got to be some effect on performance.
Yeah.
Like ignorance is bliss. So a lot of guys are just like, if they don't think, like, all right, maybe they won't be as affected as much. But it's like, bro, some of the videos of people in saunas like pass the fuck out.
Man, and they wear like garbage bags and stuff. Like they're just maximizing the sweat.
Dumb shit because I was coached by some dumb people. Like I had no idea. I was too young. Like I was too young and running around like 30-degree heat with a garbage bag on under a fucking rain jacket, like a week out. Like a week out. Yeah, bro. Yeah, week out. Like
just the next day to drink water.
Like you're gonna, exactly. Like you're gonna lose more.
Yeah, but it's in your head. It's mental. You gotta train the mental.
But I was still overweight. Like I didn't. Like, I was still overweight coming into it, and then saunaed hard beforehand. It's so funny. I weighed in at like I was underweight. I came the day before. I was overweight. I was 88. Had to weigh in at 86. It was like light heavyweight, and then ended up coming in 83. Ate a large pizza and a pasta that night. Ended up weighing in at 92.
Oh my god!
On the day, it's like this shit you did, and then it's just like, like you just gas, like you just gas. It's just like not good. Like
you love a weight fluctuation.
I love a weight fluctuation. In saying that, I've been the most stable I've been since like October last year, which is good. We have found it. We have found it.
Number one.
Number one. We are working it out, but I do want to lean out now.
Number one.
I do want to lean out.
Oh well, that's good. So, Dids, Nationals next.
Nationals, yeah. Nationals next.
What are you competing at?
Well, he has to compete at 100.
I honestly reckon, and this might, I think if I said to them, oh, look, I made the qualifying total, can you let me do 90s? They'd let me, but I will not do that because I don't want any.
I don't know if they would.
I think they would.
I think we're cracking down on that.
All right, well, stay chair over here. But regardless, because a few people told me like, oh, no, they'll let you. I'm like, I don't care. I did not compete under 90. I don't get to
integrity guy.
Under 90. So I'm going to, but mark my words, I will weigh in under 91 kilos. Because I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, under 100, just gain fucking 90.
Yeah, famous last words. Couldn't even weigh in under 90 when that was the bloody goal. Now you...
What's that?
Could you weigh in under 90 and compete under 100?
No, you'd have to weigh in at least 90 on the dot.
I'm pretty sure you have to.
You're forced, like to.
I'd have to double check that. I have a feeling you have to weigh over 90.
You can't weigh less than the weight class below.
That's fine. You got to go 90.1.
90.1, just to show.
Yeah. It's just like,
that's it.
I could have done it.
Step on at 89 and then drink a litre.
I learned.
Whereas you put your undies back on and then gain that 100.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take a photo of the 89.9 and then.
I was there, yeah?
I was there, just so you know.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
I was watching.
Yeah.
Just in the rafters.
Yeah, prove it.
Yeah, mad.
But yeah, and then just as a little final thing for this whole discussion, once again, I do feel a sense of responsibility to not condone just like bad practice. Weight cutting is not necessary for powerlifting. If you are in your first, second, third, 10th competition even, you do not have to cut weight. You can come in at whatever weight you want. Just because you're close to a weight class doesn't mean you have to go down, because when people see people, not that I'm fucking anything special, but when people see people more advanced...
Yeah, what did you call yourself once? Someone's favourite...
Favorite lifter.
I can't remember what it was. You made a post once and it made me laugh.
I can't even remember.
Like when you said you were coming out of retirement or whatever, I was like,
the most anticipated return to powerlifting.
Yeah, but it was something about like someone's favorite lifter, like the
anyway. But yeah, the whole when people see people who've been in it for longer doing things, whether those be good or bad, they will then copy that. And the same thing I'll tell all my clients: if you're new to powerlifting, the reason you're doing powerlifting most likely is because you enjoy it, you want to lift heavy, you want to have fun, you want to do your best. Cutting weight is not necessary for you to do that. Yes, if you're a little bit down the track and maybe you want to go do nationals or be a bit more competitive, all right, maybe you can do some things to get to a lower weight class. The way to go about that is manage your nutrition, get down lighter. Yeah, at the last minute, if you want to do some manipulation, get a coach who can help you manage that. But if you never want to do that and you just want to rock up on the day, whatever you walk around with, you can do that. Like, there's no reason why you have to. And I just want to make that very clear.
Outside of drugs, like, do whatever it takes to lift the heaviest weight possible.
That's it. So if you're heavy, you're heavier.
Unless you're top fucking 3, like, it doesn't.
That's it.
Why?
Yeah,
like,
it's just more stress.
Unless you particularly want to be leaner and that just works for you, cool. But don't feel like because you're doing a comp, oh, I have to go down to that lower. You don't. You're going to go to local comp. You might be against someone, but chances are you're going to go to local comp and it's going to be you versus you. So whether you weigh in at 91 or 89.9, like, it doesn't really make a difference.
You're going to feel better hitting a bigger PB than
100%.
hitting it at under 90. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, that's no one gives it. Like, you don't, it's not you, but I'm just saying you, the person, doesn't give a shit about that compared to I lifted 10 kilos more than last time.
100%.
I was stronger.
I was stronger.
Because
Like,
why did you get into lifting weights and powerlifting? To be stronger.
That's it.
So do the things that support that.
To be stronger at under 90s.
that's the only reason I lift. Yeah, I was thinking myself, I want to be an under 90 lifter, but I've got an under 100 appetite. I just fucking I love my food too much.
I think
Pretty hard timing with the introduction of meat.
I was going to say, I reckon I'm going to blame the meat. It was too much food
saturated
volume.
fat, man.
yeah, that's it. Those
Yeah, it's all that HDL in your arteries now.
that mid-loin went to your head.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Fucking oath.
But yeah, since we're talking about the meat, shouts out to both Jeremy and Connor who smashed it. Jeremy went 9 for 9, PB'd everything, PB total.
Went for 10 for 10. Oh, that celebration was an attempt in itself. That was fucking
The number
unbelievable.
247.5 will now mean something to anyone who
never
who
seen
saw it.
anything like it. The Batista entrance as he
One
pulled
for the
247
ages.
with the fireworks.
The
going off in
fireworks
the
makes it.
background.
One for the ages.
That was, I reckon the photographer after probably shit his pants seeing Jeremy coming at him.
And
that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
The photo from Bender Cruz, like bottom up, and he's like saluting. He's saluting, and there's just fire behind him.
You can't beat it. You can't beat it. Jeremy,
He's an icon.
He's an icon.
He's a Victorian fitness icon. He's known all over Australia. He's a fucking icon.
Jeremy's an icon,
After
and
that-
I'm calling you out now, you fucking dog. Make some t-shirts, man. We've been telling you for a long time. If you print 50 t-shirts,
You should be his manager. Take a cut.
If you print 50,
Jeremy needs a manager.
If you print 50 t-shirts, you will sell 100 t-shirts. If you print 200 t-shirts, you will sell 200 t-shirts. You're the most loved man in the fucking fitness industry, cunt.
No.
Make some t-shirts. Vlado's given you 10 designs. They're all ready to go. Just make some fucking t-shirts, man.
We've got some artists, man. We've got to find
I
some
like
artists.
the Posada design.
He needs. There's a Posada design.
There's been many
Posada.
designs. There's been Don Jeremy, fucking Godfather. There's been designs.
Oh
but
no, he needs it. We'll get it. We'll get diggable. We'll get some proper designers.
100%.
We need some
we know a guy.
caricaturesque.
We know some guys. But yeah,
Yeah,
Jeremy is an icon and he deserves all the praise he gets.
What did he lift?
He lifted 610 total. So he went 235, 127.5, and 247.5 deadlift. Executed really well, 9 for 9. Well done, Jeremy. And then Connor as well, first meet, 600 total. I think it was 220, 130, 250. Nailed it. Awesome job to Connor. First meet, 600 kilos. As a junior, under 100s. As a light, under 100s.
And now he's moving over to push, pull, run.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. He's gonna be a weapon.
Connor's a mad dog.
He's gonna be a weapon. Shouts out Connor. I love you, bro.
If you enjoy the way in which we talk about training outcomes with our clients or our programming strategies or nutrition interventions, there's a fantastic chance that we would be a great fit for you if you're looking to take your training further. If you'd like to learn more about our gym and coaching services, both in person and online, there's a link down below where you could learn more. Or alternatively, you can reach out to me via Instagram or through the links in the website, and I'd be happy to chat about linking you up with the best suited coach so you can accelerate your training goals with us at Strength Culture. Now back to the show. Now that we are, I know people are sick of us talking about push, pull, run, but we're back here and we're going into it again.
It's not going anywhere.
We need,
No,
we
it's
need,
not. This is. My mind's going places with it.
we need to fucking call out Matt McInnes Watson. Shout fucking
Plus pliers.
plus
guy,
pliers, mate.
What you reckon?
Calling
just 'cause
us?
You reckon you can jump?
Yeah.
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 You can jump? Can you push, pull, run? But
He said the event is for old, slow competitors, it's a slow twitch event because apparently you lift slow. It's the slow twitch event of the Olympics. You lift slow and then you run slower. That's what he said.
Well, you don't run slower. I'm curious. I don't know if it matters or not, but like what the muscle fiber contribution
It doesn't matter, man.
would be for the mile. Like it's definitely not the slowest twitch.
No, definitely not. I think more so
the
what he
fastest
said is
twitch
that
either.
no one in the field was actually running that fast. I think that was the crux of what he was saying.
That's fair enough. Like I'm definitely not going to dispute that.
Yeah.
But it's also the first event ever. Just wait.
Just wait. Yeah.
Just wait. There's gonna be. I was thinking about it, not in rebuttal of Matt Watson. I've got nothing to prove to. Just because you can jump high, bro, doesn't come to push pull run. I'm telling you.
We'll see how you go.
That's it.
So
I like your player shit though.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
Them deep tears.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the deep tier.
Yeah.
Let's get deep, brother. But this has to be an event. I don't know. I just looked at it like an event, like proper. There needs to be an invitational. There needs to be a pro day and an AM day.
I think we need three iterations to fix the formula. Because there is an error with the formula. We've had our second iteration. I got to show it to the boys, but I think we need one more tweak. Dr. Bragulio's been in the lab punching numbers in spreadsheets and working things out.
He's actually a doctor, by the way.
Yeah,
He's actually a doctor.
yeah.
We actually did a quantum lifting. For those that really want to dive into who Dave Bragulio is, we did a quantum lifting episode with him.
One-of-a-kind man.
Because he's a fascinating human. He's a geoscientist, and he works with his big oil.
Big oil guy.
Bloody bastard. But he works with a lot of the oil companies and stuff like that. He's a fascinating human. He's also benched 250 kilos in a bench shirt.
At 207 raw.
He's benched 207 raw. He weighs.
He said everyone thinks he's a mechanic, but he's actually like the smartest guy
He's
in
a
like any
mechanic.
room.
Yeah.
Fucking ever
I
been.
always offer to pay him off at powerlifting comps because he judges at powerlifting comps as well. And whenever it's my lifter, I'm like, oh, if they miss this, I got cash. Every time.
And probably the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Oh, he's so nice. And he's been around our community for what feels like forever, maybe 5 or 6 years now. But so there is a quantum lifting episode. I don't know exactly what number it is, but you'll be able to find it if you want to learn more about him.
Fucking oath.
But yeah, he's back in the lab, tweaking the formula. He's got the next iteration, but I think we make one more tweak, and then we run with that for October. But I think we need 3 iterations before we then go.
It's an event. Yeah.
Of
It's a
course,
full-blown.
no, it needs continual tweaking for us to like sort logistics out to the point where it's mad. But I'm just thinking like the athletics track idea, it being like a proper event, like
Has to be done.
it has to be done at some point. Like I don't know, I'm just laughing at the like the main card. Like it's literally like there are literal rivalries at the moment. The shit between Angus and Woodford in the Discord yesterday.
Unbelievable.
I was messaging Angus last night. I'm like, was your bet too far? Like
Walking him around the track on a leash.
he goes,
It is Woodford, so Woodford,
Yeah.
as far
Woodford
as
would
Angus
get
is going to go,
No,
Woodford will go far.
Angus goes, I actually don't know if I could follow through on it. Like, he said that. I'm like, oh, it's pretty fucking. Woodford's is like 1,000 to a charity and make an Insta post that I'm a better athlete.
I
than
like
you.
the public. You've
The
got
public?
to proclaim that the other person is. I
on
really
your
like
platform.
that. Yeah.
100%.
Like,
And
where
it has
you
to
know
be a
it's gonna get
post. It's got
eyes.
to be there.
Yes, and it has to stay there.
Pin it if you want to.
The Angus is like I think it's like a proper Angus like bet. The fact like walking Woodford around an athletics track like a dog could easily be one of the most demeaning things I wouldn't be able to watch.
Nah.
That would be so hard.
I feel
to
like
watch.
Woody would love it though.
Woody would love it. He'd be talking shit the whole
Yeah.
time.
Do we give him gloves? Like,
He'd be talking shit. I don't know. He might walk him around the lap, but I reckon Angus might not make it off the athletics track afterwards.
Yeah.
But there's that. Who else? Jacob Mosquito.
Jacob Mosquito's in. He's not allowed to do GPP. He has to only do GPP.
He has to only do GPP.
So you come down and get some in-person coaching with me, Jacob. That's done now. You got to.
It just can't be deadlifts. It's got to be like trap bars.
We'll do
You can
RDLs.
do trap bars. You can do trap bars.
So far, the war is GPP versus SPP. It is Angus's General Physical Prep versus Woodford Sports Science Consulting. I've decided I'm the promoter for this. I'm Don King. I'm going to sell this.
Yeah.
I also had an idea. Have you ever watched like a UFC presser? Like not a presser, like a UFC embedded? Or like they used to do the promos where it would be like a black backdrop and they'd interview the fighter. They'd interview the fighter and the fighter would be like, I'm going to knock this fucking dog out. I'm going to knock him out in the third round. I had this idea if we could do it, but Angus, black backdrop, talking shit about Woodford. Like, they don't like look directly at the camera, like they look away from the camera, and then Woodford do his and we tee it up like a proper fight promo.
I feel like we could set something up.
That would be the funniest promo to do with Australian strength and conditioning
That's ever happened.
on earth. Like on earth. So
I reckon we could set something up for sure.
imagine, and then also just Jeremy Borzillo talking shit. Like the way he's
Jeremy be like, yeah, fuck you, Angus. I love you. I love
and then just like laughs afterwards.
But yeah, so it was funny because with obviously Angus GPP, he reckons he's gonna GPP himself to
He's not
the
gonna
podium.
deadlift into it,
He's-
yeah.
And so, literally, my advice to Jacob, because just helping him out with lifting, like, man, we need to get you deadlifting and benching. You just need to deadlift and bench as much as you can
not that
before
difficult,
push for run. But then Overlord Angus is going to be like, nah, man, you're not allowed to do that.
You can. It just has to be like a trap
the
bar
general
or a
nature.
dumbbell, feet up, full
Or
range.
just change your variation every week.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's just a hinge every
you
week.
can bench only once a month. Like,
Yeah. Did you see Woodford's post yesterday on his Insta story? Saying GPP doesn't work. SPP goes SPP all the way.
oh, I love
Nah,
it.
it's unreal. I think it's going to be awesome. The other funny thing is Joel Smith, so Just Fly Sports. He reached out and I was on his podcast this morning. But
How was it?
Oh,
yeah, it was awesome.
Congrats,
it was awesome.
bro. That's big.
Yeah. I actually said it to him off air. I was like, I'm surprised that you wanted me on here. Like, it's such a like S&C dominant, like. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm just interested in what you guys are doing. Like, he's like, I've seen your stuff around and
That's
whatever.
so sick.
But then he sent me like just a run through of the questions. He's like, these are the topics that he mainly wants to touch on. It was very like BPS driven. It was actually a really good conversation. I haven't left an external podcast that G'd up for a
he
conversation.
asked fantastic questions.
Yeah, no, he really did.
Well thought out.
It was a really positive chat, just like productive. I think I got my ideas out there really well. I'm keen for it to come out. It's about 3 or 4 weeks ago. But he gave me his little question link list of like what he wants me to like discuss. It's general topics. And the very first one is like, what is push pull run?
That's so mad.
So
Fuck yeah,
even
man.
like
That's
so mad.
one of the king S&C, like one of the top dog S&C podcasts, and he's like, what is going on here?
infiltrated.
What is? And I'm like, let me tell you, man. Let me tell you.
No, this
world needs to know.
This
And then
has to be
Fergus,
a massive event.
the update on Fergus Crawley is he's opened the line of communication. We are chatting. He can't make October.
So mad.
So we're going to see if we can get him down for the March one, because the next one will be March. We're going to leave it a little bit longer.
I think we need a scouting process. We need a scouting process to start inviting some.
we need to start doing like pro raw, like send an invite out.
It needs to be an invite. If
A
Fergus
formal,
Crawley's
like a gold
coming-
ticket that we send to their house. You have
Yeah.
been invited to Push Pull Run 3.
Yeah. I honestly think that's got to be on the to-do list. If Fergus Crawley's coming down, apart from like us just training harder, we've got it. Because I fucking imagine just we get Charlie to beat Fergus Crawley.
Absolutely.
That'd be hectic.
Fucking oath.
Yeah. We'll pay for you to come down and get beaten by the boys. No. I'm joking. You're gonna win.
Matt
You're gonna
McInnes, Matt Watson, you can come down and get smacked by the boys if you want.
Yeah.
Anyone can.
absolutely.
win. Fast switch only, bro. Where's this variability
Yeah.
at? Come down, brother.
But yeah, I think a prize pool will help. We'll probably bring that in for number 3. And then once we've got this formula locked in, make it public. Really, what's your Briggs at? Where's your Briggs?
Yeah.
Oh,
And if anyone listening knows any proper hybrid athletes at the moment within Australia or even international, maybe
We'll pull some strings.
just let us know, because I'm not too down with like who's an actual hybrid athlete out there.
Yeah, the only one I know is Fergus Crawley. And obviously Alex Viada. Imagine getting
Viada.
Alex Viada down, pull 750 pounds, and then just trounce everyone on the run.
If Charlie was here, he goes, no, he'll go to the stiff bar. We'll find him out. No.
Alex Viada, if you want to come, the ticket is there. You can run a seminar here. We'll help you with the flights. We'd love to see you. But it's an
Fuck,
open
that's an
invite.
idea.
Yeah.
Let's try and get Alex Viada down.
Why not?
Yeah, we can send him. We can send him an email.
All right, maybe some CrossFitters. We had Jack Clark offer some CrossFitters up
Yep.
as well for it. Let's start scouting. Push Pull Run 3 is going to be the good name
Just
of
start tagging Melbourne Strength Culture Push Pull Run in all these guys' posts.
it. Yeah,
Like
that's
flood
it.
them like we
Our-
did Fergus.
like we did with each pig as well.
Yeah, and each pig.
It's never failed us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once in your mind, then in the Discord, then in the DM,
Then in their comment section.
then in reality. Everything happens 4 times. But yeah, it was awesome. And it's cool that Joel, like, again, just S&C, I feel like somehow our shit talk has made it into the S&C world.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, I don't know. It's good. And like we were talking about it off air, not today, but just like this swing around, like it was almost like not isolated to powerlifting, but like our roots are sort of S&C in some capacity.
It always has been.
It always has been. It always has been. But then it's like you pigeonhole into powerlifting, and then it's like, hold on, guys, we are just training. Like we are just training. We are just training for performance. Like even in like Charlie and Didier, like people would probably look at you two as like just powerlifting coaches, but it's like, no, you still program like jumps and conditioning for your clients.
And it's never been a case where every single client we do fucking powerlifts or competes or anything like that. Like, yeah, we got some of them, but then there's
so many.
There's such a wide,
and there always has been more than 50%.
Such a wide variety of clients.
Yeah,
and if we're not in the realm of, and because that's
it's not
thing,
pure
like,
S&C either.
Well, but that's the thing though, because we're not. Yeah. Some of our clients are more down that very specific powerlifting route. We've never really been like body comp guys. Maybe here or there, the odd client, but there's never been like a big arm to what we do.
Yeah. Where
does everyone else fall into? It's this more general kind of S&C, and obviously it's kind of like what Angus talks about, but it's like it's just general training. Like this is, but when you call it general training, it's not sexy, it's not fun, it's
push pull running.
But it's just training for general performance, like training for performance of a variety of different fucking avenues.
That's what it is, and yeah, you just see like the circles that are starting to like, just like weird. Not permeating, but like we just chat with and gel with. It's like it's the Angus's, it's like Brandon Accardia, for example. Like you see guys like Will Rattel and shit like that. Like,
he'd be a monster, surely.
I don't know how he'd go.
You reckon he could run?
Well, he was playing the NFL.
He's dense.
He's dense. Like 115. We were talking about his stats yesterday. It was like 115 kilos at like 5'11".
Have you seen this like ollie tricking they're doing?
Oh, bro, it's unbelievable. Yeah. It's actually unbelievable.
Just like manhandling
We're gonna hold
heavy
a proper
barbells.
conference the week of push pull run.
Round table.
Just no rounds. A proper
back
conference.
at Deacon. We'll go back at Deacon. The Strength Culture Congress is back, baby.
We get Will Rattel, get Angus,
Alex Viada, Fergus Crawley,
and then we get Woodford just to fight everyone.
There's a cage match.
It's a cage match.
in that down the bottom of Deacon, because you can sort of like. You're up high, like second story, looking down at it. Woodford just there, ready
push pull grapple.
Push my luck. Should we hold a conference?
We got to do the conference.
We're excited right now. I've told Charlie.
That's proper.
We could. We've got to make it, and this is part of the. So, like Fergus said, this is like I've been because he was obviously here in Queensland in Feb, I think. So I sent him a message and be like, "Look, man, we'll come to you, and we just want to have you on the podcast." And he obviously didn't open it because he had no idea who he was. Fair enough. But then when we started chatting, he was like, yeah, I'd love to make it to Melbourne as well. Like, it's just so far. Like, I've got to make it worthwhile. And then Matt Watson's the same. He's like, yeah, I'd love to come over and do, like, seminars and stuff, but it's just such a distance. Like, to actually get these people to make it to Australia, it is tough. And part of that is on us. Like, I know JPS, shouts out JPS, they do a really good job with this with their conference, the UEBC. Like, they make it worthwhile, and it's probably, it might be a bit annoying to set these things up and build them and try to market them, but ultimately,
pays off.
I feel like for us, if we want to do some cool shit with these sort of people, maybe we do have to sort of be the figures that push it and do that. Yeah,
because Body Comp's got it with the JPS, the UEBC, but I don't think S&C has got it here outside of ASCA, but who gives a fuck? Yeah. Sorry, ASCA.
True.
Should I not have said that?
I'll look back in the review.
We'll consider if that last bit needs to be
I don't know if I want to just start, but I feel the same. Yeah.
I don't know, bro. After your fucking behaviour on Instagram
Jamie
yesterday,
coming out swinging.
I say that. You put a clown thing on. Nah, fuck it. If you edit what I said out, then I'm done with it.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll leave it in there. The clown thing. So he actually responded to me and was like, he's like, hey man, like I don't know if you want
your context.
I can't. Not too much. It's fine. I called a guy out on social strategy, and I'll tell you what, social media. I'll tell you what. people love drama. I had
do.
more
love
interaction on my stories yesterday. My story views went up to like 2,000, which then normally they're like 600, 700, like just went berserk. So obviously everyone was sharing it. I was like, oh. And he messaged me. He's like, oh, I would have loved to have an open debate with you. And to which I responded, well, your comment section was off, so it makes it difficult. There's only one other person that has their comment section off. But
His comment section was off.
well, you can't do it. You got to follow it. You've got to follow to engage. It's a Kaz strategy. And then I was just like, and he was like, yeah, if you want to use your platform to create that sort of energy, like that's up to you. And then I reflected and I messaged him. I said, look, to be honest, like probably shouldn't have done the clown thing, but
Did you delete it?
no, I was like, but I can live with it. Like, So I did have a little reflective moment, and I thought, all right, I've got a little bit of anxiety about this, but I'm going to just sit on it. I made this decision. I'm going to ride it out. Integrity. Made the wrong decision, but it's still a decision that I've got to live with. But
I thought you were moving into your drama arc.
Nah, but then
I will if you don't.
like,
Worry.
I just fundamentally like just an incorrect take, like just at its core, just an incorrect take. But yeah, I probably did go a bit too hard, and I do. Yeah,
Speaking of
I don't know. The clown song was a nice touch.
yeah, got some remorse.
No. I was gonna say, speaking of drama, my post comp recap post got 16 shares. I see you. Either you're sending my post to your mate, say, look how strong Didier is, or maybe it's
This idiot.
Always
Look
always have those demons, but I don't know, man. It's always,
I'm sort of demon. I'm genuinely I'm genuinely laughing about it.
but it's always dickheads talking shit. It's like, go do something. Put yourself out there. You're the ones in the people like in the shares and in the DMs talking shit. And it's like you're not doing anything.
Because even not in a bad way. Like you'll put out like sometimes
rocks.
you'll get that informative post that really hits, gets a lot of shares. You know, hopefully it means people are liking what they're seeing. But then you'll put like a lift up and it gets like a really high amount of shares. I'm like, it's not that interesting. Like I just don't. I don't know. How often do you share like someone else's lift to someone? I don't know. It always like baffles me when that happens. I'm like,
It's like half. I'm with you. Like sometimes people are like genuinely like, fuck, this guy's strong. Or this guy's doing some mad shit. And the other times I'm like, all right.
I see you.
All right. I'm like, really, before the demon goes there and it's like, all right, someone's judging the fuck out of me or like talking shit to their mates, I go through a questioning process. Like, why would someone share this? like
Go to your journal.
why would they share this? And then if there's no reason for like, oh, it's an informative post, if it's generally like something stupid, it's just like, this is funny or this guy's a fucking idiot. One of the two. But it doesn't matter. 'Cause fuck ya. Talk shit to my face, you dog. DM me. Share it with me.
Talk shit, get hit.
Share a kick to the fucking head.
Yeah, well, are you going to use all that fuel? You gotta create enemies. I think.
I'm
like
on
real Michael Jordan.
I read your
Create
caption
them.
and you didn't blame anyone.
I'm on my redemption arc.
Yeah?
Just wait. Watch this space. Big things coming soon.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. You're a thick boy. You're gonna show the bar who's daddy.
Fuck, move.
Big G ups.
Oh, move on.
Big J ups.
Jesus.
That were the three topics that we wanted to hit. Didier's post-comp recap, push-pull run updates, and then RPE and RR are the exact same thing. Anything else?
Charlie was on a beach.
Charlie, yeah.
Last night. I FaceTimed him.
Charlie, if you're listening, how many sessions have you got in?
He looks. So I spoke to him. So Deuce got a session in yesterday.
Deuce
got a session in, and Charlie's like, nah.
I respect it.
I'm good.
I
He's
respect
like the gym will be there when I'm back.
Fucking oath, he will.
He'll be there when I'm
The
back.
beach that they were at looked really cool. The one that it's like grass.
Yeah.
Crete or
I've
something?
been there. It's mad.
Yeah, it looks sick.
It's so nice. It's more like local beach. Some of the beaches in Crete in that area, Kenya, like you hire a car, it's like an hour drive to each beach, but they are
They're like pristine.
they are the most unbelievable beaches you've ever been to. But then it's like, we just decided to go to one local. And like even the local beach, it's like you're overlooking this cliff and it's just, oh man.
I thought Crete was a large party island.
It depends where you go. So there's Idaklion where all the like the UK tourists and shit
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
And like it's like
Maybe that's
Swedes
what
and
I've
whatever
seen.
else, Scandinavians, they go there. But then Kenya is where like a lot of the Greeks go to holiday.
Yep.
A lot of Russians as well go through there. But it's unbelievable. I spent 10 days there after like a big party stint in Europe. And it was like
Mad.
unbelievable. Cretan food's a little bit different as well. The drivers are scary as. The roads are scary. Crete was the first place I thought I was going to die. That was a 1-lane road going to this beach. There's no barricades. My mate driving far too confident in the road. Far too confident. And he just like, I just feel one of the wheels just like tip over the edge. I'm like, Robbie, I'm getting the fuck out of the car, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. And the driving there, it's like, I don't know how many roads you've driven on Europe, but like in a 100k speed limit, it's like 180 is the norm, like 160. And there's like, our right lane's the fast lane, their left lane's the fast lane. My mate as well, far too confident. He's in the overtaking lane, or if you're in the overtaking lane and you're not doing 160 plus, someone will come up your ass and they'll start flashing you, like high beam, they'll flash you, or they'll beep you a couple times so you can move over. So this dickhead, my mate, starts doing the same shit to the Greeks, to the Cretan drivers. I'm like, man, you realise, like, I'm like, don't do that. I'm like, just don't do it. It's like, but they're doing it. I'm like, yeah. But we're in Crete.
They live here.
They live here for one. They know these roads for two. 3, they're known for carrying guns. So like Cretans on there, there's like known for carrying guns in
really?
that. Yeah. I'm like, can you just not? And like me and the mate that we're with, we're both like holding on, not because of the gun shit. It's like we're doing 170 k's an hour, Robbie. Like you're an idiot. Like just don't do it. So yeah, that's what you got to look forward to in Crete. Apart from the beautiful beaches and the unbelievable
beaches
cuisine.
and unruly roads.
Yeah, and they use capers in some of their cuisine. Capers is shit.
Capers are shit.
They take over a dish.
They fully do. I had this mad dish once. I didn't know there were capers in it, and then one slipped in, and it just ruined the whole meal. I didn't eat the rest of it. Like, I'm fucking done with it.
One rogue caper.
Yeah, Crete's mad.
All right. Crazy.
Just relax on the capers, yeah.
I think we're done.
Just relax with the capers. Charlie's a dog enjoying his holiday.
If you want coaching,
Not grinding hard enough.
DM the boys. If you want to be involved with Push Pull Run, coaching application, like the coaching program is opening up. It will be open because this launches on Thursday. So that's open if you're keen to get coached from the boys. If you're looking to just partake in the event, we don't know how many tickets we can open until probably the end of July. But we're going to increase it to 55 competitors. So there'll definitely be some more spots. So if you want to just compete, coach yourself or with your own coach, hang tight until about end of July once we sort our own community out. But then we'll open it up and so just keep an eye on socials. Other than that, done.
See you later.
Thank you. Bye.